Can anyone? Hey, ooh, are we having troubles with the screen? Oh man. Okay. Okay. I think that's working now. Perfect. Okay. So, technical difficulties aside, we're back. We're back from our recess. Where last time we left off at the recess because it turns out that the entire time the witnesses were lying. And there was a whole nother person there that they were told to keep secret. So now we're getting that person in, and let's see how this case unfolds. Excellent work, Rodska. That was superb. Oh, thank you, Kazuma. I was making it up as I went along. Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. Yeah, that makes sense. Since he was making it up as he went along. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. Oh. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, he started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. Oh, look at that proud mama bird. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Oh, thank you, Kazuma. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, considering this is the first case, and there's the rest of the game. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett. A student from Great Britain, is she? I'm sorry, I'm still mispronouncing this name. Giselle? Like, I want to look it up, but I don't want to spoil myself. So I might, if I change the pronunciation again, I am very sorry. Miss Brett, we'll call her. That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with me, like I've been saying all along. There. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Powers of observation, huh? I guess that's his powers of observation, observing that freaking gun on the ground is what got him into this mess in the first place. Anyway, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Sus. Did Did you see what happened with that? Or were you too busy getting arrested? No, I didn't see any of it. You were getting arrested? I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up, bang. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot came from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Oh. While sneaking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Who is it? Is it the professor? Yeah. Professor Mikotoba. Well, seems I was right. Sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Ugh. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. Oh, so... It was a bad plan, asking someone who has no experience practicing law to defend themselves in a murder case, no less. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer on this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. See, he too doesn't believe in Kazuma enough. If we all believed in him, I think he would have done great. Well, it makes no difference, lawyer or otherwise. If I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend about the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. Wow. Kazuma is so ride or die. I love him. He's like all or nothing. He doesn't fuck around. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you feel that way. Kazuma! Well then. It looks like it's all come down to you, young man. Oh man, that turned to look at me. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. They are really unloading, like the burden of everything on you, aren't they? They're like, it's all on you now. You are now the single freaking linchpin holding all of this together. You better buckle up, buddy. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. Well, don't we all, friend? After all, I have a personal connection to... Why does he look so happy to have a personal connection? Is his personal connection that his friend got murdered? Why are you smiling? Come to think of it, he said the exact same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA, and it was I who invited him. Okay. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go to battle. He brushes it off so easily. It makes me feel like he doesn't actually care. This guy, I don't know, I don't like this guy. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I have no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. He doesn't sound very, enthused. It doesn't sound like he knows we're gonna win. This guy doesn't believe in friendship enough. Best of luck! Oh, there he is. Look at that smarmy smile. Thank you! Oh, Brunosuke. Too easily swayed. Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Ooh. Of course. Who is she? Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Who is she? Defendant Naruhodo? Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside to the courtroom at once. Time to face the music. It's time. Let's get back to it. Partner? Okay, let's go, Kazuma. Oh my god, let's go. Let's go in there. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before these old fossils know what hit him. I love you. You and your sword. Kazuma? What? Thank you. Really? What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. Oh my god, he's the best, I love you. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really gonna give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. Oh, Kazuma. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Also, because if you lose, you're going to jail. Alrighty then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from the Yume cafeteria on University Street. With the extra large portion, of course. Oh, what a good buddy. I'll buy you anything you want, sweetheart. Alright, here we go. Part 2. Let's get that woman in here. Court hereby resumes the trial of Yorinosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
That's entirely your fault. You're a bad prosecutor, dude. You didn't even look at, like, the evidence properly before handing it in. Like, mate. Ugh. So, no, don't apologize. You have nothing to be sorry for, sweetheart. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. Nothing to worry about. See, everyone should be like Kazuma. Kazuma is correct.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. But you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders?
Again, terribly sorry. Yorinosuke, grow a spine, please. If the friendship between our nations was really so fragile, then the treaty wasn't worth the paper it's written on. Oh my god, Kazuma, I love you. You really have nothing to worry about, Yorinosuke.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Secret Port in Pan? Or of England? Oh my god.
Shut up, you jumped up really quick.
No, he's right. Let him speak.
You and your friend know nothing. Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in.
Oh wow, what a clean swipe. All that sweat going all at once.
By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student. And one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now, in our Supreme Court, there's one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Ryosuke, I'm so proud of you. You grew that spine! Immediately, too! Well said, Ryosuke, despite that wide-out look of terror. Thank you, Council. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system. It exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, the trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes. Your Excellency!
Oh, that is an entire swan. Is that a real swan? Is that allowed? Because you know how swans are like the Majesty's bird, so technically the Queen of England owns like all swans, all of the white swans at least. So I don't think you're allowed to like just kill them and stuff them and put them on your hat. What a design as well. Just an entire ass swan on there. What more to say? I'm British than having a British bird on your hat. Wow. Anyway.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
This guy's sipping. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea. I'm glad everyone's being reductive. Everyone's engaging in stereotype. And Ryosuke is gullible enough to believe it, I think. Is that true? No idea.
So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course, says Hosonaga. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I had been working undercover as a head waiter. Yes, we know about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yeah, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description of this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryosuke. But powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. Oh man. I mean, Kazuma's right. Again, I think he's always right. Well, 99% of the time he's right. He described a woman, not a walking swan hat.
So, dear lady, once again, if I may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Oh god, that swan. And she's speaking probably English. And everyone else is speaking Japanese, I assume. This was a hurdle, apparently, that no one foresaw.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady.
But what? Oh, that's why Hosonaga's there. He's a translator. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yume University's medical facility.
Oh my, what a rare treat!
Wait, what?
What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones in the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was beautiful as a hummingbird song.
As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. No, I guess he has to know English if he was slated to head to England to study. It would be bad if he couldn't speak English in England when he was there to study. You obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention to your English classes, Ryosuke. Doc. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if it may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? She says, yes. This could take some time. Even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? Or is she hiding behind that veneer? She's like, oh, I can't speak Japanese, so sorry, I don't know how to answer these questions in order to stonewall the court. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Yeah, someone gets murdered, but you gotta make a presentation. You gotta jet. You gotta keep that 4.0 GPA. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the bureau.
Well, now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently, it was very frightening and a sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime and immediately left to make a presentation. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. Oh, she did it. Oh, wow, her bustle. Order? Order in court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? We have an absolute conclusive witness statement.
Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Absolutely right. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Alright, we gotta dig into her meaty, juicy testimony. God, that swan. Oh wow, this cross-examination is gonna be hard. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself, only, a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. Oh, so she's holding that you stole his gun and then shot him. After an argument, huh? I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously, I couldn't have been the culprit. Well, if you're saying that the accused stole a gun and shot him...
Yes!
Oh wait, I was too busy speculating wildly. Wait, what did you say? Oh, condemning testimony indeed. And then Ryosuke says yes. Sweetheart, I really wish they didn't replace the hold it. I feel like that fits much more. But regardless. No! I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Talk.
Quiet, you filthy wretch.
Look at you. You black-hearted blackguard.
Look at this Snow White angel.
I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. I thought the court was supposed to be objective. You're still making the same mistakes, Mirosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. It's a lesson you need to learn. Alright, Kazuma. But it's so annoying! You're right, of course. He's annoying as heck. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her persons where she could... There are so many places under her hat, under her bustle. The heck? I don't know. There might be like multiple pockets under that skirt of hers. Nowhere to conceal a firearm by ass. Her ass. Oh yeah, Rinosuke is correct. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, it is moot.
Hat. It's under the swan. Everyone knows swans are evil. Swans are like huge assholes, and they're very, very strong, very, very big, and can get very, very aggressive. So don't pick a fight with a swan if you ever meet one in the wild. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Classic defense. My dress has no pockets. Those are the witnesses' own words on the matter. Ugh, that's ridiculous! If only I was allowed to lift... Rinosuke, no. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it? I think that's harassment. Kazuma's right. Don't think about doing anything rash, Rinosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up! There must have been another gun there that day! You're right about that. Which means, this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, the, swan head was the gun? Yes, that's what we have to prove now. Swan head gun. That's my bet. And to do so, we'll need to pull her testimony apart. Talk. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Alright. Do I press, the winner, I guess? Or the police officer? I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. Oh, so I can press immediately. Alright, let's start pressing.
Yes!
Yes! After 2 p.m, in fact. Really quite late for lunch, isn't it?
Objection!
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late lunches are very en vogue, is that right?
No. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it's apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. And on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yep. We saw that in the medical report card. He had a tooth extracted at noon. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why I was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine woman is.
God, I hate this guy. Stop simping. Gross. Get out of here. Actually, no. I'm like the pot calling the kettle black. I'm sipping hard from Kazuma. But I'm a lad because he didn't murder anyone. So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak.
Yes!
Yep, and a water apparently. He just had tooth removed at hospital clinic. That's right. You're supposed to act. You're supposed to act and check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of this fact? It seems so, yes. She heard the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean it was you who ate the steak, pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. Picture you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying event. And then that does beg the question, why was the professor like situated in front of the steak? Turned around though, but still in front of the steak. Did they turn them around for the picture? Seems kind of negligent to like move the body in order to like get a nice picture. But I don't know. It's the 1800s. Who knows? Exactly as it was left. Dear me, what a harrowing experience! To have traveled a distant island on the far side of the world and to be embroiled in such a tragic incident.
Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible blight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all? That's right. Other than some carbonated water. So the water was for him. Just water? Yes. Professor was unable to eat. He had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass each. Oh. A glass each, huh? They each raised a glass of carbonated water? What do you think, Ryosuke? What about the witness's last statement? It was meaningful. Add it to your testimony. Oh, smack. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, how fascinating. Do tell us. What is this profound bearing?
Well, add it in so I can contradict it with some freaking evidence, I guess. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. Kazuma, thank you for saving my ass. I love you. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. He read my mind. He's perfect.
Well sidestepped, counsel.
Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said. Oh, to be added to your official testimony. Oh, that's a smile. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one. Which one? The significance will be apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than just that, Ryosuke. You look so done. I ordered a beefsteak for myself, and Professor and I said cheers over a glass of carbonated water. We got her now. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, this one where you can see the table. Although this one is, I should call into question, like, sooner or later. But this one first. What is that? Perhaps only one glass?
Yes!
That's it! Well, let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Talk. Oh. Well, that is, it's odd. It's very odd.
Dear me, what's odd about the defense's inability to express itself?
No, fuck off. Ryosuke? What is it about the print that looks odd to you? Yes, see with your observant eyes. No, well, obviously, it's the cheers. The cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, why is there only one glass? Oh, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Ah. You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection!
Why are you objecting?
Are we supposed to be nitpicking? Impressed by this nitpicking over minutiae? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Kazuma, here to save our ass again. Minutiae, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not! I would never do something so reckless, says the guy who hid an entire witness. But there should be 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try to tell me you can clink with only 1? Ooh. You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Oh, so there were 2 glasses. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was also terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Guilty. Guilty. Guilty conscience. Good gracious. Sorry. This woman, I swear to God.
There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. It doesn't matter if one of the witnesses was trying to conceal evidence of their freaking presence. It's no consequence to a murder at all.
Kill, please.
You must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2
In a state of disarray. That's absurd. It is absurd. Oh my god.
Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman
Of mischief? What? No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. You know, her pocketless dress? I hid it in my hat, where I keep my gun. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. Oh, her no pockets defense just went out the window. A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch, commonly carried by a well-to-do woman in England.
So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning. But in the end, it comes down to nothing.
My facts and logic didn't sway him, it seems.
No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed. The lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. They are really so lenient of her, aren't they? I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for defense, are you in agreement?
No,
Oh, I don't know, really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're quite right. Yeah, the fact that she has a handbag. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you said?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags with small items.
Like guns. Well, let's see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag. Oh, smack. In which would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you pick up on that too. Kazuma, I love you.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must be another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't seriously be suggesting.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Jezebel Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir. I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's bag? Order? Order? Order!
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
You know, you did say you were a good inspector, but you're... I don't know, man. The meaning of what, Professor Aochi? Or Prosecutor Aochi? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag to show you the contents of the time? See, even he's, like, shocked. Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. I mean, for the wrong reason, but, you know, the same conclusion, I guess. Brilliant work, partner. I love you, Kazuma. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? I think so too, Ryunosuke. Oh, there we go. Oh, he went so long without coughing blood as well. Do you think it's stress related? Oh, I feel bad for this guy now. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. Does that mean you didn't search it but you took it away? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary? In what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. Unhygienic wipe. I have a piece of evidence here that I completely forgotten about. I'm not an incompetent police officer, he says. Here's a piece of evidence I completely forgot about. Oh man. Don't smile at me. This photographic print. A picture of her handbag. The print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. It's one of those see-through ones. Wait, it wouldn't be a see-through one, I guess. They don't have, like, see-through plastics yet. Like one of those knitted ones, where there's, like, literal holes, so you can't actually keep anything useful in it. I dislike this lady more and more as time passes. Cause those bags are just the worst. Well, I never. You can see through what's inside. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there's no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ugh. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Alright, let's take a closer look at that photograph nonetheless, shall we? Oh, it hasn't been added to the court record yet. My bad. Her silly little smile. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Oof. I love how Kazuma's just like looking down at Ryunosuke. Like, you good, bro? Order? Order? Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once. Certainly, Your Excellency. Okay, it's been added to the court record. You can give it a gander now. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness counsel. What? It seems like bullshit. Didn't we get to press the rest of the statements? Alright. I feel like this will be useful soon. This upside down cow head, stain, birthmark? Burn, maybe? Well, we'll see. Yeah. That's the only thing in here that looks like it will be useful. That and the fact that... Why is he turned around like this? Like... What the hell's with that? Oh, Ryonsuke. The court has been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied there is no longer any room for doubt on this matter. I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. The pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in the worst situation than I was at the start. Oh my, no, Kazuma, you're not giving up on us, are you? No, you have to believe. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. No, he's giving up. No, what happened to friendship always believes. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it?
I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak can't meet while the strong eat.
I hate you.
You are wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. In fact, you can chew to your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
Blech. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about the last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we'll be unable to report to the British. We'll be able to report to the British government on time after all.
Yeah, fuck you. The smug little. Yeah. See, Kazuma gets me. He understands me. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Having considered all the evidence placed before.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, good boy. Wait, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke? I don't think you can rule this case yet. He's really pulling a Phoenix, right? They're related. It shows.
The amateurness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems the trial is over, he gives his ruling. This is the most basic protocol in the courtroom.
Yes!
Yes. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that if there were a problem with evidence, some significant detail I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question! It's blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag and the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence. He's really like solving the problem backwards. He's like, you know, how to get the person to stop making this ruling, rather than, you know, the usual forwards way of what is wrong so that we can get the correct answer. Nonetheless, we still love him. You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. Time to scrutinize, baby. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Ah! I thought exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. He's gut feeling his way through this. Alright, I'm gonna have to pick one in the photo, I guess. Very well, I will grant the defense one final opportunity. This is it. Our final battle. Oh wow, he's pounding the gravel. But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? Sir, yes, sir. Yes, Your Excellency. So, now look at this photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You identify the court where the print. You identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you've alluded. Luckily they're only charging me one of the things and not all of them. Okay. Well, I previously did state that this was gonna hold some significance. So I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and hope for the best. And oh, I had to press X.
Yes!
Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. Aha, got it. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering that new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Oh, we're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it on his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered the burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
No bull. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Aochi points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Lies, lies, lies. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. Oh, she's trying to hurry it along, because she knows that burn is important. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now.
Oh, of course, lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What you thinking of this, Ryosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? Kazuma? Of course I would think it's something to do with the case. I mean, we have no other avenues. We gotta clutch at those straws, man. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am? If we can just link that burn to the case, then we can do that. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again.
Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I cannot allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we did have evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. Oh, so Ryosuke's eagle eyes did come in handy. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice is the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. Alright, I'm gonna quickly go into the court record again. Just in case I get like stonewalled out like last time. Where's the people? Is there gonna be some kind of like similar shape of her body? No. Not that I can see. Back to the evidence. Aha! There it is. The weird count mark. Oh, it's one of those sizzling plates, I guess. That's why he got a burn. Now that I know where this is going, let's see what story unfolds. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. As we know, it's this one. What's this, counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at the scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say?
Talk.
To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable.
See, now we got her, because now we know she lied. That steak wasn't for herself or something. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have such an unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn?
Ta-ta-ta. Gotcha!
Yes!
The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Ah. Oh! Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, all that steak looks juicy. There's an emblem on the plate. I would guess this is some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. He's putting it together. The emblem on the plate. And the victim's burn. Are exactly the same shape. He wasn't following medical advice. He was eating, even with the extracted molar. Ruskia, you genius! You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
But even if that was the case, we can't know if it happened the day in question or not. It could have been the day before. The day before that. It might likely happen at some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection!
sadly, prosecutor Algae, chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks.
Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion at the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. Oh? Post-mortem burn?
I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was Algae. I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that this wasn't suffered very long ago. And, although it's not a particularly large burn, it is extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that is for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. That's a long time. That's like 3 hippopotamuses. It's inconceivable that the victim would have let out a scream of pain then. Wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I have not heard anyone scream at all. Not even when someone was murdered. As a head waiter of the carnival, I can testify that with that hesitation.
You're a detective, not a waiter!
Yes!
There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for the 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not on that day or any before it. Maybe the anesthesia is gonna come back and bite us. Ooh. Wow, how far did this woman plan to murder this guy? That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are your suggestions? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate or anything, like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, counsel. And the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, the old antique dealer, all of us would, without question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Aochi?
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. You're scared, do you think? Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. Dun dun. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already dead. That's what I thought initially. But then I was like, no, Ryosuke had an entire conversation. But I guess he didn't have an entire conversation. Maybe he was just talking to himself, and then like Dr. Wilson was just like staring straight ahead. So let's go! No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from one particular situation. Counsel? Are you suggesting? Yes. It's only possible if the man was already dead. Already? Dead? Oh, she wasn't surprised. She poisoned him or something, I bet. Knowing what we know now is the only possible explanation. Yes. When the beef steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness! Order, please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once! The victim was killed by a gunshot! That's right! It's absolutely right, Your Excellency! This is just a ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp on the facts.
Objection!
No. Prosecutor Aochi, it is you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered a burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If this is true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it is highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. Was she taking advantage of the fact that in Japan they don't have an autopsy? They just kind of look over the body? That way like poisons and stuff like aren't obvious? sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But Your Excellency.
The justice system in our country may be still in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. So he's a good and fair judge, at least. Thank you, Your Excellency. What was that smile?
Yes, of course. I mean,
Oh, and then she switches to Japanese, I guess.
I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
So she was fucking faking it the entire time. What a snake. Miss Brett?
You speak Japanese?
She's like,
Only a little. Well, of course I do. I am studying your country after all.
but then why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
To Stonewall. My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as—
Wow, holy shit.
as much as possible. I'm a racist and a murderer. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Oh, well... you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman.
Why are you still simping? Holy shit, dude. Give it a break. Give it a break, bro.
We are all truly honored by this lavish consideration you have so generously afforded us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
I'm the worst.
So, we're finally gonna hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryosuke. The victim's death. Cross-examination, let's go.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible causes of death besides the gunshot. If there were some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me.
She's just fucking baiting us out, isn't she?
But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it, and
She's actually just baiting us. See, she's trying to take advantage of the fact that Japan doesn't have autopsy reports to like poison people. She's actually the worst. Holy shit. That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Easy does it.
I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
She's like literally the type of person who says no offense before saying the most offensive thing that she knows would be offensive, but then she's like,
Oh, but I prefaced it with no offense. I really don't mean any offense, sirs.
oh, fuck off.
Oh, not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady.
Stop simping. Get out of here.
It seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's bad is absolutely irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. I will talk to your manager about this. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Fucking man. Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then? Whoa. You have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up the cross-examination now, bitch. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. That's right, fucking ready your breeches, bitch. Coming for your ass. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be a final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Okay, we'll do it. Let's do this. You got the screen on scare, I believe in you. Oh! Yes, Your Excellency. He grew a spine. I'm so proud of my baby boy. Then you may proceed with your cross-examination. Alright. Should we press? Or should I start looking through my evidence? Bullet did not pass through the body. So we haven't got much. But it's probably something like poison or something. I guess we'll have to press for more evidence. And the way to put my stick is when I raise the glasses in his host.
As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides a gunshot.
Let's press this. Yes, it is written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from the ballistic trauma. Ballistic trauma.
Yes.
Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us.
Oh, sorry. Unlucky for all of us, a little wrist bend on the wrist isn't going to kill us, as there are no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death. It can have only be bullet from the gun that put the end to the innocent man's life.
That doesn't make any sense. The burn must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yeah, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burned his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
Objection!
And yet the fact is the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, it's a complete waste of time.
Since it didn't, open up the body, is it possible that the fact that there's no exit wound means that actually was no, there was no bullet, in fact? We'll have to see. Although there was a gunshot. We'll see what happens. Let's keep pressing.
If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me.
Yes!
Choked on steak.
If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. You're quite right, dear lady. As our police forces thoroughly examine the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt.
You know, this is the first time where I'm begging for an update of autopsy report.
Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga?
As I've said, I always aim for flawless investigation. And yeah, you really bungled this one, bro. Now, there were physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark.
If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone exactly how you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
Bitch.
No, perish the thought. Calling such a sweet young lady innocent into question? Oh, my honor, Taketsushi Aoji will cut down any who dare cast us aspersion.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes. evidence.
But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found in the crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't it so?
Quite right! The carnival is open for business as usual today. Just days after the— holy shit. Just days after the incident.
Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Eh? What's that?
Why is he having a thought bubble? It doesn't even occur to you, your native detectives. No, sorry, your naive detectives to try and preserve the crime. Blah blah. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try and preserve the crime scene.
I'm so distracted by the thought bubble. What does it mean?
I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand? Killer blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Aochi's finding time to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. It was Hosonaga! Wait. What do you think, Minosuke? I think we need to talk to Hosonaga. And I also think it's going terribly, apparently. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. I need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us in the chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Ryosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. It's Hosonaga. About the person standing next to her. Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes. You seem to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe. Alright. I have an idea. I love how Ryosuke Naruhodo here is like a cross between both Phoenix Wright and Apollo Justice. In that, you know, she kind of backwards falls into answers, but also has eagle eyes, you know? Try pressing her on the last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, target the man beside her. Let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then. I guess this is one of the cooler aspects of having multiple witnesses at once. Let's press Miss Brett again.
Unfortunately, the waiter, as far as I heard. If there's some other way. But of course.
Okay, let's press.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that? Oh, it's a replay. But this time when I see the thought bubble.
Wait.
There it is. You said wait. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But the things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. Sword. It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? Eh? Is it gonna be magic? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What? Marker? Oh Kazuma, he's breaking the fourth wall. He's using game logic. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. Oh, but we can switch. By moving the marker left and right! Left and right. You can turn your attention to other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with A. If you can catch that person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere among the people in the stand, take a good look around. So I guess it's gonna be a common thing that there's most people in the stand. Alright then. So first I should move the marker across with left, right, and focus on the detective. Then pursue him with A and see what's on his mind. Here we go!
Wait.
Oh, here we go.
Exactly. Which means even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Pursue.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? What's the meaning of this? Oh, poor man. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this?
Oh, swept wipe.
It's a delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. You can't find fault with her testimony? Then the cross exam should be over immediately.
Is that how it works? Generally, yeah. Oh, apparently absolutely not. Huh? The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, not to mention the fact he's intimately involved in the case. Yep, they sold me. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? This is called friendly file. Well, I guess he might not be friendly with the lady, actually. Well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak. Please, dear sir, speak. Yeah, fucking suck it, Brett. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of... I know he's trying to preserve evidence, but the way he's phrasing it just sounds like he's stealing evidence. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care to call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Oh, my dear friend, I love you now. Oh, you know, come back there, you can do it. I believe in you. Oh, please see a doctor, my friend. Crime scene thief. Well, it looks like the lady's remark touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. Oh, the poisoned water. Is that? It is the bottle of carbonated water that I took from the victim's table in the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. We can test it to see if it's poisoned. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. Time is coming. I guarantee it. I believe in you, Hosonaga. You can do it. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. Yes, yes, yes! Then I can present it. The carbonated water has been entered into the court record. Now we can get this ball rolling, baby. Can you confirm this was indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death?
Oh, yes, it was that bottle. You fuckers have got me now. I poisoned him. Ha 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 ha.
What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector would kindly control his fervor.
Unfortunately,
So it should be this one. Which is all haughty like.
if there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me.
I can show you I will. Let's try presenting this now, shall we?
Yes!
What is this? A bottle of water? Actually, there's one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Poison! Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Silence and thought. Or I guess I should have been murmuring. I just didn't hear it. Order, order, order. On that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip poison into his drink? There's only one person who could have possibly done it. Giselle Brett. It was you!
Objection!
This is outrageous. This is just a thing without script of evidence. You little rookie imbecile, have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? It's good that we've only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations can jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
I mean, wouldn't it be better if it's like friendly fire and not like a Japanese person killing an Englishman? I don't know. I'm just saying. This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. He's right.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. Kazuma, I love you. You are so correct.
Ahem. If I may? I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack.
Oh.
It is you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady!
Where did that come from? She just snapped. Like a Delilah.
I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring?
I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not.
Of course. Oh, he did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested this inside the bottle and its contents. Oh wow, he did. And what did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. So I guess she brought the toxin with her. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the Chief Coroner himself. No. No! Oh, we all scared. Our silver lining gone.
I am very grateful to all you Japanese. You successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
I hate you. Die.
And then, of course, my dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
Stop simping, asshole. Rusuke, just screw his spine. Get back up. This can't be right. Kazuma, believe in your friend. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. I guess it didn't have ballistics back then, so they couldn't they should have dug, I mean, in modern day, you would have dug the bullet out and then done ballistics testing to make sure the bullet was fired from the right gun and stuff. But I guess they didn't have that back in the 1800s. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding the weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett.
Oh no. I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? Okay, this is our final call. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Alright, up to me now. Let's see. Although I really don't know where this is going. I guess he could have poisoned the glass, which is why she was trying to take the glass away. But it's... like, you can't prove that now, I'm assuming, because you don't have the glass or the bag. And I guess we could also argue about why he was burnt at that particular angle if he wasn't the one eating the steak or whatever. But I guess that's just like a fun little thing that hasn't showed up. I can't actually read this. And this is, yeah, nothing new here. Cause yeah, anesthetic, too much of it can kill you. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure, while anesthesia wears off. Oh, you can actually read this. Yeah, I never read this. But it's exactly as it does for the thing. Fatal hemorrhage from... oh, now we know it's pectoral. Can we get an updated report? Because the fact that she is a medical school student is highly sus. I bet that comes to something. Because it has something to do with the anesthesia, like she would have access to it, right? But at this moment in time, I too have nothing more. So let's see where this case takes us, huh?
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. I'm the worst. Farewell.
Hold it!
Oh, the thing that she was sent to fetch.
Please, wait!
Isn't that... what's the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on the court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato? Mikosoba? Judicial Assistant to the Defense.
Oh, she's our mayor. Oh, so it's the daughter. In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. To be continued? Okay. Well, I guess we'll leave it off on this cliffhanger. It's, a cliffhanger, alright? Gods, this case has taken some twists and turns. Yeah, I'm actually interested in seeing where this goes next, but I guess that's for next time. So, I guess we'll save here, and we'll... whenever the next time, will be, we'll come back to see, what happens. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!